Sometimes the media makes it appear that Muslims are new to the USA, but so when do you think Muslims started to come to the USA initially? Yes, what would you say? There you go, give her a big hand, she got it. 1529, yes. Was that a guess? Yeah, there was a guess, right? You must be good in taking exams. Wonderful. So according to New York Times, Muslims started to come here way back in the 1500s. Yeah, Muslims, as part of being Americans, they took part in the war, sacrificing their time, their wealth, and with their lives. We don't know that. Many of us, we don't know that, right? They don't teach this in schools and colleges. So we need to appreciate the contributions done by many societies, many races and cultures, and definitely the Muslims as Americans. So then what is the faith that Muslims that we believe in? Ron was asking me the question, do you guys worship the God called Allah, correct? It's a good question, but people may assume, people may think that when we say the word Allah, they think that we have a different God. That's not the case. As you see from the slide, every language may have a different name for the same creator. Like the Old Testament, the Hebrew language, the name for God is none other than Yahweh or Jehovah. In Spanish language, it is Dios. In Norwegian, it is God. In English, it is the Creator. In the language of Jesus, which is Aramaic language, it is Ilaha, Allah. And in Arabic, it is Allah. The same God in different languages, Ron. So we don't worship a different God. Allah is not the God of the Muslims, the Arabs, a tribal God. No, the same Creator. So what are some of the attributes of this Creator? So we say that God has many attributes. We say God is eternal. We say God is the powerful, the most powerful. He is all-knowing, merciful, forgiving, loving, guiding Creator. So what we say is that all the prophets, so these are some of the prophets of God who are mentioned in the Quran. You may have seen posters out there that has names of wonderful prophets, right? Some of you have seen the posters. So there are 25 prophets mentioned by name in the Quran. The very first one is Adam. The very first human is the first prophet in Islam. And the last one is none other than Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And as you can see, Jesus is considered as a mighty prophet. But let me ask one more quiz question, because all of you had some really good lunch. I don't want you guys to sleep, right? So here is my next question. Of all the prophets mentioned in the Quran, who do you think is mentioned the most by name in the Quran? The Muslims, you guys know the answer. So let's give the guest the first chance. Muhammad, peace be upon him, he's mentioned one of the least number of times by name in the Quran. I would be guessing the same if I were you. I will give you a hint, right? Then I will give you the chance to answer that. Just you. The same prophet who is the most mentioned in the Quran by name is the greatest prophet of the Old Testament. His name starts with the letter M. Okay, that's all the hints I can give. All right, she got it. Give her a big hand. Good job. All right. Can you imagine the commonalities that we have, right? Moses, peace be upon him, mentioned 136 times in the Quran. The second most mentioned prophet is none other than Abraham. In the Quran, mentioned 69 times. Jesus is mentioned 25 times. Adam is 25 times. Muhammad, peace be upon him, 5. That again is an indication that if Quran was coming from the mind of Muhammad, peace be upon him, why did he not praise himself more number of times in the Quran? So we say Quran is coming from God himself, and he was just conveying the message. But here is one more quiz question for you. This is kind of a cheating because all of you saw the posters out there, but still I will ask you the question. There is only one lady mentioned by name in the Quran. Who do you think that lady is? Ron, this is for you. Mary. All right, give her a big hand, you got it. She's mentioned 32 times in the Quran with respect and honor and love and In fact, to such a degree that the whole chapter 19 is named after Mary, the mother of Jesus. Chapter number 3, verse number 42 says, God sent an angel to Mary, and this angel is saying to Mary that, oh Mary, God has chosen you. God has purified you and God has chosen you above all the ladies. This distinction is not given to the mother of Muhammad, peace be upon him, not his wife, not his daughter, not any one of the believing ladies of the 7th century. This distinction is given to a lady who came 600 years before Muhammad, peace be upon him. So that again shows, Ron, that Quran is not the words or it's not the composition of Muhammad, peace be upon him. It is coming from God and he's just sharing the message.